If disappearing really meant you didn't care, then why does it hurt this much to do it? Someone gutted you this week, and you smiled and said, "It's fine." Then you sat on the bathroom floor and stared at a wall. They call you cold. You stopped arguing years ago. They're wrong. And I can prove it with a 2-minute experiment I'm saving for the end of this video. Stay with me. Cold, closed off, emotionally unavailable. Talking to you is like talking to a wall. Somebody said one of those to your face. And here's the part that actually did the damage. You didn't argue. You stood there and let them say it, because some piece of you was afraid they were right. This gets uncomfortable before it gets good. It always starts the same way. You're in the middle of it. Their voice goes up half a step. And something behind your eyes closes. Not slowly, instantly. Like a shutter coming down. They're still talking. You can see their mouth moving. But the part of you that was supposed to answer is gone. It left the room and took every word you own with it. So you're just not going to say anything. And you want to. God, you want to. There's an entire speech in there somewhere. But when you reach for it, nothing. Static. A wall where your feelings were 90 seconds ago. So you say the only thing left in your mouth. I'm fine. They grab their keys. Whatever. The door. And they drive off certain that you didn't care enough to fight for this. And you stand in that kitchen shaking so hard you have to hold on to the counter. You didn't refuse to fight. You couldn't find yourself in time. Then there's the fade. They hurt you on a Tuesday. You don't say a word. But Wednesday you take 4 hours to text back. Thursday, 1 word. By the weekend you've been so busy lately. And here's what you've never admitted out loud. You're waiting. You are waiting for them to notice the temperature drop and come find you, so that you don't have to be the one who needs something. You want to be chased. People don't chase. That's how you lose them. Not in an explosion, in a silence neither of you ever names. Quick thing. If this is hitting close to home, take 1 second and subscribe. It genuinely helps. Okay, back to it. Because there's one more. And this is the one I need you to be honest about. Someone notices. Someone who loves you looks straight at you and says, gently, "Hey, what's going on with you? Talk to me." And you don't feel relief. You feel panic. Your chest goes tight. Your whole body wants out of the room. Because being seen in the middle of this is more dangerous than being ignored ever was. So you say it again. "I'm fine." And you pull back another inch. And they stop asking. Eventually, everyone stops asking. Sit with that. Somebody finally reached for you, and you moved. You pushed away the one person trying to hand you the exact thing you have wanted your entire life. Then you lay awake in the dark and hated yourself for it. And after enough of those nights, something darker moves in. That maybe you really are incapable of this. That every relationship you have ends this same quiet way. That you are simply built wrong for being close to another human being. That belief is a liar. But I understand exactly why you believe it. So where did it come from? Nobody is born wanting to bleed quietly. That gets taught. There's a version of you, somewhere around 6 years old, who did it the loud way. Who cried out loud, who said, "That hurt me." Who walked into a room needing something and didn't hide it. And that kid found out what happens. Maybe nobody came. Maybe they got, "Stop being so dramatic." Or maybe, and this is the one people don't say out loud, showing that they were hurt made everything worse. Louder, angrier, less safe. So that kid ran the numbers, fast, and reached the only sane conclusion available. Being hurt out loud is dangerous. Being hurt quietly is survivable. And they reached up and turned the volume all the way down. Not on the feeling, never on the feeling, just on the part anybody else could see. That kid is still in there, still doing the job, protecting you right now from a house you moved out of 15 years ago. Which is the thing that changes everything, because your silence was never a defect. It was the smartest thing a small person could do in an impossible situation. That's the tragedy of it. It worked. It made the shouting stop faster. It kept you from being a target. It got you through. Nobody ever went back and turned it off. The program is still running, same rules. It has no idea the world changed. It doesn't know that this person, the one asking, "Hey, are you okay?" right now, might actually stay if you told them the truth. It only knows that once, a long time ago, silence kept you alive. You were never cold. You are running software written by a terrified child, and it has never once been updated. And a defect is something you're stuck with. A program is something you can rewrite. 3 things. 1. Nothing in you is broken. You were trained by a situation that is already over. Stop punishing yourself for a survival skill. 2. Your silence was never proof you didn't care. It's proof you cared so much it had to go somewhere, and the only door your mind ever found was the quiet one. The people who called you cold were staring at the lid and describing the pot. 3. You're allowed to let the alarm make a sound. Not with everyone. Once, with one person who has earned it. One honest sentence instead of, "I'm fine." 30 more seconds in the room before you leave it. And every time you do that and nothing terrible happens, that kid inside you gets a piece of new information. Proof the old rule doesn't apply anymore. That's how it changes. Not in one breakthrough, in dozens of small moments where you stayed a little longer than you wanted to, and the world didn't end. Now, I promised you proof. A small room, a mother, a toddler, a few toys. The mother steps out for 2 minutes, then she comes back. That's the entire experiment. Most of the children do exactly what you'd expect. Mom leaves, they come apart. Mom comes back, they run straight into her arms. But some of them do something else. Mom leaves, nothing. They keep playing. Mom comes back, nothing. Some won't even turn around to look at her. And for years, everybody drew the obvious conclusion about those kids. Not as attached, less bonded, colder. Sound familiar? That's the same verdict you got. Then someone put monitors on them. Heart rate, stress hormones. The kind of thing a 2-year-old cannot fake, cannot perform, and cannot hide. And the calm ones were not calm. Their hearts were hammering. Their stress levels were as high as the children screaming face down on the floor, and in some of them, higher. Every single one of those children was in agony. They just had no way left to show it. That's you. In the kitchen. On that bathroom floor saying, "No, really, it's fine." Your face has been lying about you your entire life. Your body never did once. So the next time somebody tells you that you shut down, remember what is actually happening under there. Not a person who feels less. A person who felt so much, so early, that it cost them everything to show it. You were never cold. You were never incapable of love. You were guarding a heart that, once, nobody was there to guard for you. You're allowed to stop guarding it quite so hard now. So before you go, think about the last time you went quiet when you were actually hurting. What would you have said if you'd felt safe enough to say it? Put it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this sounded like someone you love, send it to them. It might be the first time anybody has ever explained them to themselves. I'm Vale. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more new videos weekly. And take care of yourself.